For 20 days, hundreds of Indigenous Embera have been living in tents and under plastic sheets in Bogota's national park, located in the city center. Like most here, Arnoldo and his family were displaced from their village in western Colombia a year ago, after being caught in the crossfire of rising violence between armed groups and the military. At first they received housing assistance and COVID-19 subsidies, but the relief package ran out in September and they've ended up here, saying they have nowhere else to go.
We can't feed ourselves. Some eat, some don't, and the winter is hard here. If we had a safe way to go back, we would, but if we can't, then we need help.
The camp conditions are dire. 5 kids have ended up sick in intensive care units this week. Some 1,500 Embera are currently homeless in the city. Few speak Spanish. 1,000 have been relocated to a camp outside Bogota with basic amenities. City authorities agree it's not ideal, but it's all they can offer.
By
law, these subsidies can't be given indefinitely by the district. They had an expiration for the pandemic, and the victims' law, which is a national entity, should begin a reparations process. We are waiting for that to happen, and hopefully they will also be able to return home.
On Friday, the Capitol Police issued an order of eviction, giving authorities 48 hours to try and convince the Embera to voluntarily move to a different camp on the outskirts of Bogota before forcibly removing them. A previous attempt this week to conduct a pre-removal census ended in scuffles. 2020 was the most violent year in more than a decade in Colombia amid continuing conflict in remote areas. Many more indigenous people could be forced to resettle in cities like Bogota in coming months.
Thousands of indigenous people have had to seek refuge in cities as a result of the violence, the war and the armed groups operating in their territories. They are being sacked by those who want to take the gold, the wood and the other resources. All they want is to be able to go back, but unfortunately there is no real return policy.
A complicated humanitarian crisis that critics say will only worsen unless its root causes are addressed. Alessandro Rampietti, Jazeera, Bogota.